I'm Donna Drake, and join me. We're going to be going to the NGL Mitú launch. The NGL Mitú launch. I am so excited. Stay tuned for all the action coming up now. So Vanessa, congratulations. It's so exciting. We're here at the launch of NGL Mitú. And as their Chief Brand Officer, tell us what we're in store for.
Oh, we're so excited. It's literally the coming together of our two companies, two legacy Latino media companies coming together. We complement each other. NGL is so strong in the media space, and Mitú has been, built this fantastic social community and these consumer-facing brands. So we're really excited to kind of bring it together under one house.
What prepared you for this moment in your journey?
Honestly, it's been a devotion to high-quality storytelling. And all roads led to these two organizations. And so over the last 5 years, I've been with them for the last 5 years, it's been shaping a slate that both speaks to the quality of the kind of storytelling that I'm committed to, but also something that the community is after. That's representation.
How are you feeling about this new partnership, this new growth in your life?
Well, I feel like this is a big step in us owning our own storytelling and getting our own table. We need to start stepping up and creating our own opportunities because they're not happening as fast or as quick as they should, and we got to do something about it.
How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, we're super excited. We're, happy to be here with so many great friends and supporters and all of our advertisers who've been supporting us over the last few years. Tonight's a big night because we're making a lot of big announcements, in particular the launch of our NGL Mitú company along with our Mitú TV platform, and a new platform for young Latinas called Fierce.
I love that. Now, you have been in this space for a while now, each of you, but collectively, it just seems like, I got chills actually, that's so silly, but I just got the chills. It seems to me like this is going to be bigger than anything anybody could ever imagine.
Well, we're hoping it gets bigger and bigger as every passing year comes. Right now we're in a great position. We are the #1 or leading digital video company for U.S. Hispanics in America, and we're now expanding that with all the new platforms that we're announcing tonight.
Jasmine, hello and congratulations. Tell us what you're most excited about this evening.
It's just exciting to be here after everything that we've worked on in the studio, all the content, all the comedy, the script writing, and all the shows and podcasts that we have in development. And to know that this is launching now, it's wonderful to be here in New York and be a part of the experience.
Ben, this is like the official, New York City launch, right, of NGL Mitú, like the togetherness. It's like a marriage, right?
It is.
Okay, so what's happening at the wedding here tonight?
Well, tonight we're unveiling our slate of original content for this year, and also kind of teasing out what we're doing at our facility in LA. We have a 14,000 square foot soundstage in the middle of East LA, and it's incredible. We're not just gonna talk about the numbers or the lack of representation. We're gonna do something about it.
So Ben said he loved working with women, and there are a lot of women that work here. With us now is Wendy. Congratulations, how are you?
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to share all the exciting projects that we're working on.
So what is branding? What is a brand ambassador in this capacity? What do you do for NGL Mitú?
So I'm the Vice President of Brands, which means I oversee all of the brands that live under the NGL Mitú umbrella. Currently, we have 5 brands, so I work with the social media managers to strategize all of our content and make sure that we put out our best content out on all social media platforms.
When you first figured out that you were going to do this, who was the first person that you celebrated this with? Who did you tell? What was that conversation like?
Partners, Ben De Jesus, Joe, Bernard, and David Chattel. That's who we've been together David and I have been together longer than my marriage.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And that's a true story. When you found out that you got this new position, who was the first person that you celebrated and you told?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think maybe my college friend, my college best friend, who's also a Latina, and we found each other out in Amherst, Massachusetts. So it was just, felt like a real momentous occasion, so it was really fun.
With us now is David, who John said he's been with longer than his wife. Now, is that true?
We're kind of right on the same level, if I have to, answer that question truthfully.
How did the two of you meet?
So John and I have been business partners for over 20 years, as he might have told you, and we've had several ventures. The first one was actually called icaramba.com.
I remember.
You remember iCaramba? Like letter I, caramba. Yeah.
Caramba, yeah.
Yeah. And let's say before there was Facebook, there was icaramba.com. That later evolved into a larger company that we sold eventually. And our new company, NGL, which was NGL Collective, has since merged with Mitú, and now we're NGL Mitú.
Now, where's your studio located?
It's located in East LA, really in a neighborhood called El Sereno, which is right on the border of East LA. 14,000 square foot studio out there. I'm a New Yorker who just transplanted to the West Coast, spending a lot of time on the entertainment part of our business now.
We've been very committed to shaping representation in every avenue that you consider to be a part of the process of making content. So you'll look at our directors, our producers, our writers, and then of course the talent in front of the screen. It's representation that we're after.
I love the fact that you created this Broadway show based upon your son, and like you did this whole entire thing about that. Let's talk briefly about that.
Yeah.
Your creativity, like bringing it forth.
Well, yeah, but I usually try to take things that are traumatic in my life and turn them into comedy because it's the best way for me to deal with it and help other people who might have the same issues. Like growing up in New York is not an easy thing for anybody. So that's what that Latin History for Morons was, to help America basically learn about all the contributions the Latin people have made to the making of the U.S. for 500 years and longer.
What do you feel like was that moment for you that you said, I'm Jasmine and this is my journey?
For me, it began when I took my first acting class. It began when I've always loved writing since I was a child. I loved journaling and writing and storytelling, and it's just storytelling in general. I love storytelling and being a part of the process to tell stories and share stories. And especially when it comes to comedy and creating short comedy content for the platform, and it's just been a dream come true to be here.
I have been hosting Latinx, Latino television for more than 20 years. I started on a show on Univision called Control, which was a pioneer show because it was before all this was happening, and so we were trying to bring the youth to watch Spanish television, and we succeeded. And so I've been doing this for quite some time. Most recently, I've been on Home Shopping Network, HSN, for 12 years as the only Latina host. And so definitely proud and representing and doing.
Congratulations. Have a great time tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
you.
So we really focus on representation in front of and behind the camera, and it's in all of our projects. You know, even with women, a lot of our women. I'm surrounded by women producers, which I prefer, by the way. I do much better. No offense to my fellow fellas, but I do better with women in power, and we're excited about opening doors for the next generation.
When you were growing up, did you know that you wanted to grow up and do something as special as this? Or what was your original career plan?
No, well, I majored in journalism and minored in Spanish language journalism, but I didn't really know what that looked like to me. My parents aren't college educated. My mom, was a babysitter, and my dad worked in landscaping, and that's very familiar for many Latinos. So for me, as a first-generation college grad, I graduated and was so proud of my diploma, but I didn't know what was coming next. So my degree was in journalism, and after that I felt kind of lost, didn't know what I was going to do, and I figured I would write for a newspaper. But the media landscape changed incredibly fast, and new media platforms arise at the time of my graduation. So I was lucky enough to be able to fall into this career path where I now work in new media, and we're creating videos and editorial content for different social media platforms.
You already have some original programming, so what are some of the shows?
Yeah, so we are launching 2 original vodcasts, which Mitú has never done before. One is called 3Gs in a Pod, sort of everything pop culture, talk show. The other one is Girl, Let Me Tell You, so 3 fantastic, powerful Latinas sort of just dishing on everything and topics. And then we have Spill the Cheesemate, kind of a game show-ified, truth or dare. You got to eat some spicy peppers if you don't want to answer some cheesemate about your life. So that's just, a sampling of them, but we have a lot more in store.
We got our own studio, so that's the biggest part, is having our own warehouse where we can create the content. And then we have a huge amount of staff, writers, creators, directors, actors, and we're creating our own content. We're just doing it like the old studios used to, like Max Sennett, for anybody who remembers him from the silent era.
And who's part of your family?
Yeah, so the family is definitely, John and I were sort of the nucleus. Then we have another business partner. His name is Ben Leff. He's our Chief Operating Officer. Ben De Jesus, who everyone knows, is our Chief Creative Officer. And Joe Bernard is our Chief Revenue Officer. And now we also have Vanessa Vigil, who is our Chief Brand Officer.
When you found out that this was going to be your new gig, who was the first person you celebrated with?
My wife was the first person I celebrated with. I called her as I was walking to my new office, and I ended up saying, hi, this is what we're doing, and she's here tonight to celebrate with us, so it's exciting.
We're celebrating all the hard work that we've put in to the studio, and it's been really fun. I love my team, I love the people that I work with, and I love being here and being a part of it.
At what point, Ben, did you decide that this was going to be your career path? How did you choose?
Well, I used to be obsessed with Broadway and in particular with John Leguizamo. So I grew up idolizing him and wanting to get to Broadway. And then I had a moment where I decided to go to the other side. So I started an MTV internship. And I just worked my way up the ladder, and here I am. I've been partners now with John Leguizamo for about 13 years, and it keeps getting better.
And I wish you all the joy in the world, continued success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support and the support of everyone who follows all of our brands and continues to cheer us on. We do this, because we believe in our community, and we believe that we deserve to be out there, and our stories deserve the recognition that they haven't received before.
And a lot of the stories are English-speaking stories, so everybody can enjoy them.
Yes, that's a lot of times people ask us, is your content in Spanish? And most of us Latinos were born here in America, so our first or second language is English, so it makes sense for us to hear and see our stories in English.
NGL Mitú, and then TV. Stay tuned. Be well.
When I was growing up in Jackson Heights, Queens, I learned the same history they taught kids all over America. Guess what was missing? Us, the Latino contributions to this country.
The most important thing that we have to do is make people understand that we are one human race. And that way we can stop discrimination and stop domination. Sí se puede.
Awesome.